without the earth. And we go right back to it when the spirit that's a gift, the soul that's a gift to this body goes right back to the earth. So Allah says that He tells us we need to respect that actually more than the secular world gives respect to the earth. We got all these movements now about protecting the earth. And certainly Muslims should be at the front of that. A part of all of those movements in terms of protecting the earth, in terms of protecting the environment. We know that in Saud it says, the earth has been made for me and for my followers. A place for praying. A place for praying. And a thing to perform tayammum. Therefore, any one of my followers can pray wherever the time of prayer is due. So here we have our prophet letting us know that this is what Allah said the earth is made. The earth is is a Masjid of Allah. It's a Masjid. He says a place for prayer and a place also we use the earth to purify ourselves. Tayammum. You don't have to go to the earth, go right to the earth and clean yourself. So this is really important that Allah has given us. He said that He intends for it. He created it to be a place for us to serve Him. A place for us to say you might commit sin on it, but He intended for it to be a place for us to worship Him, to be a place for us to serve Him. And of course, we know that really with houses being closed down, many of them open back up now. But with the COVID, some were closed down. People were complaining about they had to make prayer in the masjid. And Allah said, no, you can pray anywhere with time of prayer. In the time of prayer, you can make prayer anywhere. So that kills that, because He said, really, the whole earth is a masjid. And at a time we go someplace, we see people, they throw their prayer on God and start praying when it's time for prayer. They're not necessarily looking, but we know this is a place for our collective worship, for us to be together in congregation. But we know when time demanded, we don't necessarily have to get here when it's time for prayer. So we want to let Allah let us know that it's a mosque. The whole earth is a mosque. The whole earth is a masjid. And really, Christians, for them, it's a church. For Jews, it's a synagogue. All of these things, And Allah lets us know really in the state of nature, even with those we call Native Americans, and some call them Indians, in their closeness with nature. They understood, they had this great respect for the creation. They understood that their very existence depended on it. And they didn't want to do anything to hurt the environment. It troubled them when they started saying the kind of things they saw when they had the enemies against their own, like how they were disrespecting the environment itself. But the same respect that they had in the state of nature, Allah wants all of us who say we're people of faith, for all of us who claim religion, whether be Muslim, Christian, Jew, etc., to have the same conclusion, not to disturb the earth, not to affect it in a negative way. Allah said, don't change, let there be no altering, let there be no changing in the original creation that Allah made. And we know when we're at a point now where the world has come to a crisis regarding the reality of human existence. As we look at all across the world, it has allowed the environment that we benefit so much, the culture, etc., to be totally dominated, and they changed the original form. People are changing the form. They're changing the form that Allah gave them when they came here. They're altering that. They're changing that. They're trying to change the biology, but they can't change the cells of it. They can't change the cells. Allah said the male is not like the female. Those cells, but they're trying to change that as well. And this nature, that's what Satan said he'll do, that he'll begin to deface things, take things out of it, to make it come out of what Allah put it in. So this natural world itself, global warming, pollution, all these things that we're seeing. And we should be, again, Muhammad the Prophet, the greatest people be upon him, even before Revelation, he was protected for the environment. Really, even before. Moving things out of the way, picking up trash. Again, that's one of the reasons that most of us are different. We don't obey our nature that God gave us to do the right thing. We'll see trash, and we'll automatically leave it to somebody else to get it. When it's right there in front of us, we can actually move it, but we won't do that. We're not really following Muhammad the Prophet. Because it's funny when we think like that, we act like that, and we just pass it and leave it to somebody else. No, this is again Allah showing us all this is before us. And today, from all of these things, because we neglect the life and weaken our life, we've allowed, we have racism, rampant with nationalism, capitalism, sexism, all these things. They're dominating human interaction. They're dominating human exchange. And we'll see it as in Allah brings to our attention. He says in the Quran, he said, have you not seen that I created? You see all this stuff going on, but I created a safe place. I created a safe sanctuary for you And he say you see people being snatched from all around you, being snatched from all around you. And he says that then do they believe in that which is vain and reject the grace of Allah, reject the blessings of Allah. And he goes on to say that we should strive in his cause, strive in his cause. And he said he would certainly, again, he would guide us to his path. And he says that verily Allah is with those who do good, So he said, he mentioned Haraman Aminet. So this is the sanctuary. And in the most sacred place is his law. Is his law, the laws of Allah, the great rule of right by which mankind really will be tested. We're tested by that. And really, this ayah that we just read in the surah called the spider. In the surah, the spider. And it starts off, it really starts off saying that Alif Lam Mim, Hasib and Nasu, and Yufraku and Yakuluna Amana, Wahum La Yuftanun. He said, do the people calculate? Do the people think? Do we think that we're going to be left alone just by saying we believe? Just by saying we believe, you think that's going to, people want to be left alone. I don't want to get into this. I don't want to be stirred. No, Allah said, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested. Well, that we tested those who came before you. So who are we to think that we're not going to be tested if those who came before us, they had to be tested? And Allah goes on to say that he has to, some translators say that Allah want to manifest, so that he would know who is true, sadaqah, who is katibat, who is false, who is lying, who is rejected. What it really is saying, Allah, he already knows, is that he's manifesting, that he will make it known. The test is so that he will make it known for us, and for you, the person, and for others to see who's truthful. Sadaqah, again, we know this is one of the names of Muhammad the Prophet, the person be funny, or Sadiq, this is one of his names, truthful, and then Al-Amin, trustworthy as well. So who is truthful versus who is not? Who is not? So there has to be tests, and these ayahs being revealed in the chapter called the spider. You know, and we know that in our home we don't like spiders in our home. Many of us. We try to bring exterminate. We go and bring an exterminator in to try to exterminate the spider. And we know that the spider by the nature, and because these things are given to us in the Quran for us as human beings to look at the nature of these creatures, to look at the nature of these things. Not that it's revealed to them and for them, it's revealed for us to look at that, because everything in the earth is in us. It's in us, and it's really about us. But he said that the spider is able to capture weak creatures. It's not enough for stronger creatures. Spider can't get the stronger creatures. It get the weak creatures. And a strong creature might get stopped for a minute, but then he continue to move and he's gone. So it's not enough to keep him, because he'll break free. And so Allah, he's revealing these things and starting up the test and then saying, now you see that I've made a safe place for you, and you're going to see people being snatched from all around you. And he tells us, he says, fight the schemes of Satan. In that, he said, verily, surely the schemes. He didn't say fight Satan. He said fight his schemes. You see, so he said his schemes are weak. For his schemes are weak, meaning that it depends only on human weaknesses. That's what it depends on, only on human weaknesses, not on the strength. It depends on the weaknesses. So he can't get the strong, righteous person. And Allah let him know he can't get the strong, righteous, sincere person. He can't get it. He understands that he can't get that person. He has to corrupt the weak. He has to corrupt and put so much corruption in the environment of the strong so he can take over the environment. And that's what we see happen. So much stuff around us. We look at the people who are strong, we see stuff happening. And Allah said most of the people, and he said he'll get most of them. And that sometimes affect those who have strength. But Allah has given us this so we can keep that strength, because really he can't attack you in your strength. He goes around your strength. That's like he came at Adam. He didn't come at Adam through his strength. Adam's strength was taqwa. He had to come out of taqwa and got him through the appetites. And that's what we get. That's what we get. So he can't get you in areas where you are strong as a human being. He's looking for weaknesses. So that's what Allah trying to caution us, to tell us, He's showing us, even in this chapter, in this example, in this verse, really the whole surah gets into this, and really you see two things as you go through the whole surah, two things: that the strong people don't get caught in the web. The strong don't get caught in the web. The weak people, they get caught in the web, and they become a meal of the spider. And this is what Allah is really trying to make you understand. So Allah says, do they not see that we have made a sanctuary secure? A sanctuary secure, and that men are being snatched from all around you, all around them. And it says, then do they believe in that which is vain? You see, you still believe in that which is vain, and you reject the blessings. Reject the blessings of Allah. Allah in His mercy. Allah in His compassion. Allah in His love. He has created so many things all around us to show that He is that. To show that He's given us so much. He said, again, we can't even count what He's given us, He always showing His mercy, always showing His grace, always showing us His power to humanity. Always put things to show us that He's always communicating all around us. He's showing us these things. And He said, I've done all this for you. He said, done it for us. He don't need any of these things that He's done. He said, I've done all this for you, being a human being. But you're still ungrateful. He said, most of the people, again, they're ungrateful. Most of the people are ungrateful. And of course, the word is kafir. Most of the people are kafir, meaning ungrateful. We want to think as an infidel, and we want to call religious people that same term. No, it's the opposite of a shakir is kafir. Those who are either you're grateful or you're not grateful. And He said most of the people that we reject it, and we don't do it. Some of us don't do it, knowing that we in that label. We begin to deny the blessings. We deny the blessings Allah gives us. So He informs us about the sanctuary made secure. And we know this is really, we look at the history, and even in the history, even really before the Quran came to the area in Mecca. Mecca was a place that really was a place of safety. It was a place that was considered a sanctuary even before the Quran. It was considered a place that was a sanctuary. There was fighting all around. But when they came there, they know there was no fighting there, It was a place that was protected and free. Even today, it's supposed to be the same thing, free from danger, free from harm. Allah give a whole surah to the Quraysh, that how He had protected, how He not protected them. That whole surah deals with that. So He reminded us that just like during that time, all around the safe place, people were being snatched from all around them. All kinds of things would happen. When you leave that area, of course, you'd be hijacked, whatever the case might be. You'd be attacked. Things would happen in that time. So He said, but He has given us a safe place. A safe place. And that's our faith. He said, I'm in a safe place. We know that's the same essence for the wordplay, man, for faith. That's the core of that. Faith is our best sanctuary. All the things going on around us that we see in this orderly, loose, free society. You can't get around it in the midst of this snatching that we're seeing. We also have broken hopes that we find, even among people of faith, broken aspirations, etc. All these things happening. Our safety is in the practice of our religion. Our safety is in the practice and stand to and keep it to our faith. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our dear beloved prophet, again, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he says, truly, every king has a sanctuary, and truly, Allah's sanctuary is His prohibitions. And He used the word haram. And of course, so certainly we have to, the mind now has to think about that, because this word haram is bad. We know haram to be bad. We know haram to be things that are wrong. We got halal, we have books, halal, haram. And we know halal good, haram bad. So He said that that's Allah's sanctuary, and He mentions the word haram is Allah's sanctuary. So now we have to think about that. We have to think about that. How can the things Allah prohibited be the sanctuary? How can that be? Well, we know Allah, He says even in the Quran, He says, وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَيْلُ وَجْهَكَ Shatar al-Masjid al-Haram. So wherever we turn, where we start forth, then we're supposed to turn our face in the Shatara, in the direction, and it says of the Masjid al-Haram, the Masjid al-Haram. So we hear that term. We don't always hear it in the Arabic. We just hear the sacred Masjid is what we hear. We don't hear the term Haram. So we hear Allah is calling it, the Masjid is called Haram, Masjid al-Haram. Again, so how is Mecca, this sanctuary of Allah, how is that Haram? Why is it called Haram? And we know that we can distinct where it's Haram because certain people can't go there. Certain behaviors, you can't do that. We know disbelievers can't go there because they're not going to respect the sanctity of the place. So we don't allow them to go there, these things that are forbidden. So it's a place where certain evils and certain things, again, in fact, you're not even supposed to kill insects. You're not supposed to kill insects when you're there. And these things, we really try to enforce these things. It's a place of safety. This is the history of it, a place of refuge, a place of protection. They have other places with other people of faith, even the Church of Nativity. That has the same kind of rules and criteria other places. Other religions have their place. There's a sanctuary that has the same criteria. It's forbidden. You're really not supposed to even be drinking there. No drinking. That's forbidden. All these things are forbidden there. And so our prophet says, truly, every king has a sanctuary, and truly Allah's sanctuary is his prohibitions. And again, he uses the word Haram. So what is Muhammad the Prophet? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is he telling us? Well, we have to know that he's not telling us to take safety in what's forbidden. He's not telling us to take safety in what's prohibited. If that's the sanctuary, then why is he using that language? Why is he using that language? Why is he saying the word Haram? And again, we look at what Allah says in the Quran. So he's telling us, first of all, he's telling us that the sanctuary, so we won't get fixed on one place. Really, he's telling us that the sanctuary is not a small place. It's not just a small place. So we get our mind, it's a big place. And he's saying really that the real sanctuary, the real refuge, the real protection, my dear respected brothers and sisters, is not entering into Allah's prohibitions. Not doing the things that Allah has prohibited, the things that are considered haram. That's the sanctuary, doing the same lesson that he's teaching the believers. In the same lesson, he adds to that statement, he says that there is a shepherd. There is a shepherd who pastures around the sanctuary, all but grazing therein. So we're just reminded, this is just a reminder of the day, he gets so close. He gets so close that he's just grazing therein. He's so close to the prohibitions. That he's grazing therein. He's actually leaving the sanctuary. My respected brothers and sisters. He's leaving the protection, going beyond the sanctuary and beyond protection by grazing in the sanctuary. Grazing in what Allah has prohibited. Grazing in that. So this is what we have to look at. So he's talking about people really who they like to be around what Allah has prohibited. They like to be around what Allah has forbidden. All but grazing therein. We know we have some that they just grazing. We know they're doing things they shouldn't be doing. But you got some now they won't smoke dope, for instance. They know it's wrong. But they like to be around people smoking just to get a contact high. They don't smoke it themselves. So these are the kind of things that happen. All about grazing therein, being close to those things, relationships. Allah, he doesn't just say, don't commit fornication, don't commit adultery. He also says, don't go near it. But we have people in a different relationship, they be grazing therein. They'll touch. Some may even kiss, But Allah, he said, don't go near it. So Allah will be trying to set up something. We have people in a position where they don't be alone to get close to what Allah said, because Allah knows the nature. He knows the nature of the human being. You see? So he said, don't go near it. So we know that there's some like that. They just graze therein. Every king has a sanctuary. The sanctuary of the king is where you shouldn't go. It's where you shouldn't go. The things that are prohibited, to you. And so we know that, again, Allah's sanctuary is his prohibitions. This is prohibition, and that's haram. The things that he has forbidden to us, that's the place that we shouldn't go. And our safety, to be safe, this place that is safe for us, our safety comes from not entering into the prohibition, my respected brothers and sisters. That's the sanctuary. Not the prohibition itself. Not that itself, the sanctuary is not entering into a law of prohibition. So he said, can't you not see that people are being snatched from all around you? Can't you not see that I created for you a place where you will be safe? A place that's secure, a sanctuary is secure. He wants us to look at that. So some things all around us, close to us, they are so detrimental. They are so destructive to our life that Allah has given us this guidance to help protect us, And we sometimes forget sometimes that these things that are out here, that they are from Satan. They are from Shaitan. And these things are the deception of Satan. These things are the schemes of Satan. And he is against the life of human beings. He's an enemy of human beings. Again, he's not an enemy of Allah. He's not an enemy of Allah. Allah doesn't have any enemies. He don't have that kind of power. That's why he asked Allah. He said, Allah is his Lord. He said, oh, my Lord, give me some time. He asked Allah. He recognized him. Give me some time. Give me some time. No, he's an enemy of human beings. And he has a design, he has a strategy to enslave the human being. Because he has to prove himself right. He's going after us. And so we think sometimes of slavery in the physical sense. And of course, we have to combat that. But again, the worst form of slavery is not the enslavement of the physical body. What Satan is going after is the enslavement of your soul. He wants the soul. That's the gift to the physical body. And that's what we know. Bilal said, you can have the physical body. Bilal, radiallahu anhu, he said, you can do what you want to do to this. But he knew that wasn't the most important thing. He said, you don't have my soul. He said, you don't have my soul. And every now and then as he was being tortured, Allah would allow the soul to connect with the flesh when he was weak. Didn't have no energy, had no food, had no water. He would allow the soul to connect, to give the expression, let him know that you don't have my soul. And the finger comes up. You put that finger up. We put that finger up in our prayer. Same finger Bilal put up when he was being tortured. And we don't find anywhere in history where any other companions were tortured. There were many that were killed, but not tortured like him. They hadn't undergone what he had gone to. So when you don't have your soul free, and this is what Satan knows. Malcolm used to say to the people in the street that the devil knows that God not going to respond to you if you got alcohol and drugs and toxins in your body. This is one of the things he used to say. And it helped wake some people up, And of course, we know we have a whole community now where people just let it go overnight. They let it go overnight and came into the community, and now they're very, very healthy, strong human beings, people that are on faith. So when you don't have your soul free for yourself, when you don't have your soul free for Allah, your mind, your heart, all of that can be enslaved by Satan. This is where he begins to attack us. And Satan's hope is to deceive people in the best places. Not the worst places, but in the best places of their religious life and your religious establishment. He's going at you in that, trying to find a weakness. He wanted to defeat you. Really, everybody wants to know, what is my purpose? And you want to move within your created purpose. So he tried to defeat you even in your purpose. He tried to defeat you in your best life. He tried to defeat you in your best hopes for life. And all of us come here with that. Now, children have these hopes and these dreams and things. He tried to defeat you right in that particular place, at that particular time in the human being's life. This is how Satan works. Allah reminds us, don't fight Satan, but fight the schemes of Satan. Fight the schemes of Satan. He want to get you right there. That's where he comes at. And that's how he gets us in those places. And because he wants to, if you say you're a person of faith, you say you believe in God, whether you be Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever, he wanted to discredit you. He wanted to discredit you. We should, some people are applauding all the trouble the Catholic churches have, with all the stuff going on with children and stuff like that. And you want to applaud all of that. No, but that's part of Satan's schemes too. To discredit people of faith. All of them are not like that. All of them are like that. We spend a lot of time with many of them. You see, but again, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to discount that. And again, so you say you're a person of faith, you say you believe, Then of course he discredits you, and the people say, well, I know Muslims. They do this, they do that. You know, so that you're now discredited. You're now really been discounted. And you can't give the people, you can't be the example, you can't be the help that we're supposed to be for the people. Like Muhammad the Prophet. So we're cheating them. We're cheating them. Because they're not seeing you in your best. Your best. Upon the model of Muhammad the Prophet again. And we know that just coming from Uzbekistan, met with a bunch of Christians, they don't eat pork. They don't eat pork. And some people think that all of them, you know, so all of them are not like that. Some of them try to stick to these things. But again, we are deceived by Satan. He has this picture. You know, he projects this picture in the world. He wants us to see that and think that nobody is holding on. But there are many. There are many. I was pleased to see that there are many who are trying to hold on to these things. But he don't want us to see that they're Christians. He don't want us to see that there are Jews and there are others who stay away from prohibitions. They stay away from those things. They don't drink. They don't do those things. They stay away from the prohibitions. They are not grazing. They are not grazing their end. They stay away from those things that corrupt or bring down society. And we see societies are coming down because those things weaken the resolve of the human being. Things like alcohol, things like gambling, all these intoxicants, free liberal sex that's being promoted is vast across the nation. All these things are among the strategies. All these things are among the schemes, among the plan of Satan. They're his works. They're his works. They're his works, you know. And Allah said, President say these are the works, the Amal Shaitan, these are the works of Satan. He say, so avoid them, stay away from them. So when the believers were invited to Islam, look at that in the history of Islam, you know, they were not told immediately, as we know the history, to stop drinking. It wasn't told immediately, you know, and we know that that was a custom of the people. That's what that was, their habit. And really, that habit, even when Islam came in, the whole period in Mecca, there was no prohibition. The guys didn't start coming to Medina. So you're talking about 10, 12 years or so, from the time the prophet received the revelation. And so we have to look at that. Now, doesn't that teach us how wonderful Allah is? Look at this. And then we think about how some of us are. Look at how wonderful Allah is in correcting man and his ways. Look how patient he is. Look at how the guys he is. He's not like us. A brother came in here one day. He just became a Muslim. I think he made a mistake, and the brother was jumped on him like he'd been a Muslim all his life. It wasn't patient with him. He just come off the street, became a Muslim. I was in Uzbekistan again. One of the leaders from Nigeria had a friend here in America, and the friend wanted to get married. And so he connected the friend to an imam in New York. I would say a migrant imam. And so the brother was taken to this migrant imam, and the brother said, me and my girlfriend, we want to take out shahada. They were looking and said, we want to take out shahada. So the imam told him, say, I will marry you, but immediately after I marry you, I'm going to have to whip you. Because that's the religion. You know, you have to get 100 lashes because you have a girlfriend. And he said, you mean to tell me I become a Muslim, you're going to whip me? And that's how some people are. That's how some people are. We have to be patient with people. He's supposed to automatically, Allah, look how again, it was more than a decade. More than a decade, Islam coming to Allah from the really beginning. And then even when he began to bring it up, he even took gradual stages. Four ayahs, three main ones, but four, because one said there was some benefit in it, not the one that said there's harm benefit. One was talking about it in terms of its earnings, you know, but then that because they begin to come. And then of course, you know, the one right before the final one said, don't come to prayer. Don't come to prayer with your mind intoxicated. And then of course, we didn't know the final one came. And this was not immediately in Medina. This came years in Medina. But again, stay away from them. Stay away from them. That's what Allah said to us, you know. He's merciful. He's compassionate. Allah is kind. Again, we say this all the time. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That should dominate. That should be strong on us. We should be, as a part of our character, should be of those who are merciful, should be of those who are compassionate, should be of those who are kind, should be of those who are generous. But it's difficult sometimes to see that when you see a Muslim because of how negative they are. You know, always looking to criticize. Don't show kindness. And some of them won't even speak. Even, I mean, it's sad. I mean, I spoke to someone, so I say, well, maybe they had something in mind. And they said, no, I spoke to them again. They looked right at me. And we know we are obligated to speak. We're obligated to. Allah says, if someone speaks to you, that have to be a believer. But anybody who speaks, you're supposed to give them an equal or a greater greeting. Not a lesser greeting, but an equal greeting or a greater greeting. No matter who they are. And we find some, they won't do that. They won't do that. Somebody give them greetings, they want to go, who are you? Who are you? I just gave you the greetings first. Give me the greetings, then you want to ask me why, then you got, but you got to just do what Allah say. Let's do what Allah say. Don't do the things that He say we shouldn't do. And that greetings is a beautiful greetings. A beautiful greeting. It's a prayer. It's a prayer that we have. And it was before us. Before us. It was saying that prayer before us. Assalamu alaikum. The same way, in the plural. That's what was passed down from Adam on. Not in the singular. To show the value that each of us have. I have to see you, I see you bigger than yourself. You represent all of humanity. All of us. I'm not speaking to just you, I'm speaking to you and what you represent. Just like Allah said, if you take a life, one life, if you take a single life, it's as though you kill the whole people. If you save a life, it's as though you save the whole people. All of this is consistent. So when we speak to each other, we see each other. That's the respect, that's the value of your life. Your life has that kind of value with Allah. And we're supposed to have that kind of value with us as Muslims. And assalamu alaikum. We are obligated, alaykum, we are obligated to work for peace on behalf of the whole. Not just a singular, on the whole. Somebody say, thank you, shukran. And we say, la shukr ala wajib. Ala wajib. I'm obligated. It's on me. Allah is on me. I'm obligated to do what I do. So, assalamu alaikum, the peace, Allah, the peace, that's His name. He obligates us. We are obligated, alaykum, to work for peace, to try to establish the peace. And that starts really with our brothers and sisters first. Do you know that our prophet, the first peace upon him, said that establishing peace between people is more important than your rituals? You can make your 5 daily prayers. That's not more important, this is what our prophet said, than making peace and reconciliation. So how you gonna feel that because you make all the prayers, you do all the fasting, you pay charity, but you haven't made peace, and the prophet saying all those things are not more important than making peace. And you got these issues with your brother, you got these issues with your sister, but you want to do all these things like you're the best Muslim. Works of Satan. Works of Satan. So we see how Allah was in the history. He do things gradually. And we know that we live in this country, America. It doesn't impose laws on your private life. It doesn't do that. In fact, Islam. I think that's something that comes from Islam, because Islam respects your private life. We're not supposed to be looking at people's windows, trying to get people disrespected. You know, again, everybody make mistakes when you do things. And Allah gives us a chance to correct those things in private too, before coming to the public. You're not supposed to be spying on people. That you're not supposed to be doing. Trying to see if they're doing wrong. We're not supposed to respect it. So America, really, I think again they got that from that part from religion as well, that they don't impose laws on your private life, but certainly they do on the public life. They do on the public life, and we know that you can drink. Some people know one time alcohol was prohibited in America. For over a decade, it was actually prohibited. And of course, just like they're doing now with marijuana, they're making that legal, and since we probably see more too, when that was something that's all on. But you can drink, but they say if you drink and drive, you're not supposed to drink and drive. You can drink, but if you drink and drive, it goes against the law. That goes against the law, And if you're caught, then of course there's a consequence. And they say the same thing about gambling. You can gamble. But if you gamble without a permit, here's the thing. If you gamble without a permit, then of course that's outside the law. So Certainly, both of these things are things Allah prohibit, but we're saying they're lawful in a society, you know, but they try to control the things that they permit to be lawful, that Allah says is unlawful, that are in the category of the sanctuary, you know. So these things are outside Islam, but even in this society, which is not Islam, that we know we're in, it tells us that these things are harmful. These same things that they have given some laws for, it tells us the society itself that things are harmful. We got all kind of trouble, you know, from alcohol, drugs, all these things, and gambling, all kind of people problems, all kind of family problems. Even as Allah was saying, there's some benefit, but there's some harm. The harm outweighs the benefit. You know, then he went on to prohibit it completely, but he was trying to get us ready. And we see even these things that they're saying, we see all the trouble that is causing people in the society. And again, this is where Allah is trying to position us as Muslims to be in a position to be of help. They can bring down the whole country, these things. And we've seen it in some countries they have. They brought the whole country down because they begin to get themselves to those behaviors much. Even the whole people have been destroyed by these things as well. Even cigarettes. And because a lot of people, because they like that, Muslims find ways to justify it. They put it in the category that say it wasn't discussed. And so it's okay. Some Muslims that love cigars. I know we're hitting on some of these things for some of the people, you know. But we know that the problems that are associated with these things, the trouble that they cause to society. We got a huge legal case right now that one has been settled, and that other has done to people the health concerns associated with it. The government now has banned all smoking in government buildings. And many other private ones are doing the same thing because they know that this thing is harmful to human beings. The second rate of smoke from that has been harming people. So they had to ban. These are studies. The studies have shown that, you know. And again, though these things are not specifically mentioned in the Quran, they're in the category of those things really that are prohibited because of the harm that they do to the human being. The things that they do, the detriment they have to human life, killing the body cells, killing the organs, etc. You know, there's a whole study that's showing the evidence of cancer associated with these things. So all these things they do, the promotion of free, liberal sex in the society. All these things, this is strategy, the schemes of Satan. You know, having you believe, having people believe that it's your business to do what you want to do with your body. This is what it makes you think, you know, because you don't have nobody to answer to. That's what you have to answer to anybody. But we know as Muslims, there has to be an authority over our life. You know, Atiyu Allah wa atiyu Rasul wa ulil amri minkum. There has to be an authority over our life for us as human beings. But what they should be saying, because they start out with God, we hold these truths self-evident that all are created equal, and the God that created really bring this language up into society. What they should be saying is, yes, you can do with your body what you want, except in consideration of what God says where religion is concerned. This is what they should say. You know, but again, they don't want to leave any chance for you to think that there's an authority to govern your life. Watch yourself. But that's not the case again for Muslims. So they make us think that. They make you think. And this is all across. They make you think their freedom is having authority over your own self with no one governing your personal life but yourself. And they say, it's your business. They got a song out now, it's your thing. You know the song, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. You know, and then the Nike message say, just do it. These things are working in our subconscious mind. So they're saying, if you want to kill yourself, and the law said, kill not yourself. But this is the message they're saying. If you want to kill yourself, go ahead. If you want to corrupt your life, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. It's your thing. If you want to abort your baby, lady, go ahead. It's your thing. It's your business. And yes, we understand these are messages in society. But our message has to be the message that we get from an authority that's in our life. Allah. This is what our message is. All strategies of Satan, all schemes of Satan. And again, they intend to enslave. They intend to kill your essential life. The intent is to separate you from the life that Allah gave you. To separate you from the life that Allah created you upon and that Allah created you for. Satan, he put so much in our way. That's it. He put so many things in our way to distract us make it hard for us to keep our faith. And we just mentioned some of the things. There are many things. We just mentioned some of the things. But Allah is saying, your taqwa in this world. That taqwa, Allah said, don't let Satan get you like you got your parents. He said he caused them to come out of their dress. And he didn't, there's no dress for the dress. He said the dress was a dress of taqwa. So taqwa. And again, Satan didn't get Adam through taqwa. He got him through his appetites. He caused him to come out of taqwa. He came in through his appetite. And so this is what Allah said, don't let me. So taqwa in this world that he has influenced and decorated. Allah said taqwa is the key. But taqwa by itself is not enough. You have to have taqwa, we have to have faith, but we have to work. We have to do a work. We always find that together. Faith and work. Even the previous scripture. They'll say faith alone is like a dead letter. The previous scripture said that. The Quran comes to confirm, benefit, and expand on what came before. So there's faith and there's work. So we have to work against these things that we see that Satan puts in our way. We have to try to avoid these things, avoid these prohibitions, and do more righteous deeds, so we can keep the life that Allah has given us. I'll end with this hadith. It says, on the authority of Al-Numan bin Bashir, I heard the message of Allah say, that which is lawful is plain, and that which is unlawful is plain. And between the two of them are doubtful matters about which not many people know. Thus, he who avoids doubtful matters clears himself in regard to his religion and his honor. But he who falls into doubtful matters falls into that which is unlawful. Like the shepherd who pastures around the sanctuary, all but grazing therein. Truly, every king has a sanctuary, and truly Allah's sanctuary is his prohibitions. Truly in the body there is a morsel of flesh, which, if it is whole, all the body is whole, and which, if it is diseased, all of it is disease. Truly it is the heart. Truly it is the heart. And we know Allah says that the light of the believers shall go forth from their faces. The light of the believers shall go forth from their faces. We want people who have the character of the religion, my respected brothers and sisters, as well as faith. The character of the religion as well as faith. If it is true faith will manifest in a change of heart. That's why Allah said that we know change, but it says a change in the heart. A change of heart means a change in character. And when one changes his heart from that of jealousy, from that of envy, from that of negativity, hopefulness, insensitivity, that of lying, that of deceitfulness, that of cheating themselves, thinking they're cheating the Lord, cheating the fellow human beings. They do that to that, it shows in the face. When they go from that to being honest, it shows in the face. And Allah lets us know, he says, as we read earlier, turn you all your faces to the sacred space, the sanctuary, to the sanctuary. So turning our faces towards it, the face is a symbol, my respected brothers and sisters. It is a symbol of our personality. It is a symbol of our character. It means that we make our personalities, we make our character conform to the life that's indicated in the symbol of that sanctuary, of that sacred place. So if we really live this religion, then when I turn my face towards God, if I really understand that, I won't turn my face away and have this two face that we see. Some have two face, I won't have a political face show up when I turn. I won't have a face that now have dollar signs on it when I turn my face, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Our Lord, pour out on us, give us patience to strengthen us in our position, our stand, and put it in our hearts and in our spirits a desire to always want to do and be better, and to help us against those who are ungrateful, those who reject faith. We ask you, Allah, to keep us in the faith and to give us protection, to guide us, and that we don't neglect or lose the guidance. May you keep our interest for the whole of the religion, and that we care for it in its entirety and live it fully in society, so that our life in society will be a wonderful model, will be a testimony and witness for all other societies and what you allow for mankind. Lord, give us light, open our eyes for the light, forgive us our ignorance and our sins against our own life, so that we will have your mercy and a new chance for life and progress. Amen.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya 'alas salah, hayya 'alas salah. Qad qamatus salat, qad qamatus salat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
So, make sure your lines are straight, and as always, make the prayer as it was your last prayer. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة أولئك أرجو ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Assalamualaikum. Again, we want to welcome students from Atlanta that's in the area, visiting the area and touring. We pray Allah that their visit goes well and that they have safe return back to Atlanta. For believers, again, we have our 5K walk coming up. We do have a table downstairs if you haven't registered for the 5K walk. This is a tribute to our 85th anniversary. It's being done with the National Arboretum. The Friends of the National Arboretum are partners. We also have sponsors. CBS is sponsoring this. They see value in this. They will be joining us. They have packages for those who will be walking. We're going to have T-shirts. What you need to register. You can go online and register. If not, you can just register before you leave by going downstairs and they'll help you out. I know we have some people that don't have some of the instruments, technology, but they can help you downstairs and give you the package that you need. So this again is going to be Saturday, June the 25th. At the National Arboretum, 3501 New York Avenue. And again, it's a 5K walk, so it starts at 8 a.m. You can pick up your packages and sign in. There'll be a group photo immediately after the walk. That'll be at 10:30 expected. And the actual walk starts at 9 a.m. But you got to make sure you get there and get your package and get checked in. So please support that. Please support that event. We were blessed again. This is our 9th year of giving out the Dr. Abdullah Shabazz scholarships. We were at Dunbar. He was an alumni of Dunbar in 1945. We know he was a leader here in the 70s. He started the most dynamic Islamic school here in the DC area. We had so many students, hundreds of students here. Not all Muslim students as well. It was a very premier school that he started. And he was a dynamic intellect, a mathematician that trained more than half of the African-American mathematicians in the whole country. This dynamic man. He was recognized by President Bill Clinton. He was recognized by NASA. In fact, he would come to NASA and they would have him come over there to do some complicated formulas. His mind was so brilliant. He passed in 2014 and we've been doing scholarship in his name ever since at his alumni, Dunbar High School. Dunbar High School, for those who don't know, is the oldest, is the first African-American high school in the country. And of course, this is it's very robust, being the first African-American mosque built from the ground up in the whole country. And Dunbar is right around the corner of us. So they learn, we go there, we give us a talk, we go there about him, about us. The orders get to learn, and they love us. They look for us every year. And students now are prepared. And so we gave out a scholarship. Thank Allah for that. So you can find that picture in the bulletin as well. Masjid Cafe, single to married. This is very important. Again, married. This is from the Celebrate Marriage Committee. Single to married. They're going to have a Masjid Cafe on June the 10th, 2022 from 7 to 9 p.m. That'll take place right here. If you're single, try to make that cafe. They've already had people from the first one that's already starting to look at each other and things are moving. So there's another opportunity to come in some space where it's safe. You can meet somebody and etc. So June the 10th, 7 p.m. Is that the date? Yes, that's the date. Okay, so that's the date. Today at 7 p.m. Okay, there's going to be a rally here in D.C. tomorrow at the Washington Monument by March for Our Lives. And we know, again, the violence, the guns, this should trouble us. If you're not doing anything tomorrow at noon, please participate. And again, to put pressure on our society, particularly on the leaders in Congress, which is very important. You know, it should bother us. Again, things with our dear beloved prophet, again, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, before he became the prophet, there were things in society that disturbed him. He was sensitive. He was sensitive, you know, to things. And so that's telling you that if you're insensitive, you're not in touch with your own humanity. You're not in touch with your own human nature. It's natural that these things should bother you and make you should want to do something about it. And if you're not doing it, this is an opportunity to do something. If you ain't doing anything in terms of going online, supporting, writing letters, getting your family members to write letters to the congressional people, sending money to people who are strong, then join the rallies. Join the rallies. The numbers do make a difference. The numbers make a difference. Join the rallies. So that'll be tomorrow at noon at the Washington Monument. There's a lot on that because they're going to have gun violence survivors that are going to be there, students that many. This is going on at 300 locations across the nation. This is going to be taking place tomorrow. Muslim Journal is having a subscription drive fundraiser. So we ask everybody, if you don't have, you know, we sell the Muslim Journal here, but mainly that's for us to get to other people. If you don't have a subscription yourself, we ask you to get your own subscription. That drive will take place tomorrow between 12 and 5. It's going to be online and also physically there from New Jersey. They're moving the headquarters from Chicago to New Jersey. They got some live entertainment. The drive is going to be live entertainment. They got some dynamic musicians and entertainers that we throughout the subscription fundraiser concert. It's called subscription fundraiser concert. So 12 to 5, and again, you can go online, go to the Muslim Journal website, go to our website, our newsletter, click on the link, help support. This is the oldest Muslim newspaper in America. And this was started by Malcolm X. This newspaper was started by Malcolm X. But it's upon the struggle with the African American newspaper that started before it, Frederick Douglass and others that started before it. And we should want this paper to survive and keep going with that kind of history associated with someone such as Malcolm, because he was one of the leaders here as well. So support that Muslim Journal, keep it going. Okay, join a virtual conversation with Ann Cobb. This has been sponsored by our Clara Mohammed Youth Weekend School. This announcement about Sunday, June the 15th, but I want to say also this Sunday at 11 o'clock, our school is having its closing ceremony. It's going to be virtual. So it's in our bulletin, get the link on our website. That support these youth. And that's also support the volunteers that support the staff that help teach the children. It's getting so much attention. You got ambassadors putting their children in the class. Ambassadors here in the city. They came, they had it other places, they came here, they love what we were teaching. And we teach creation-inspired learning. Creation-inspired learning. It's the Clara Mohammed Weekend School. So support the youth. And we got a leadership component, we got leaders, teaching people how to be leaders, we give them stipend, and those kind of things as well. So that'll be Sunday at 11 o'clock. So please, it'll be virtual, so go online and support them. Register for the event next Sunday with Ann Cobb. And again, this is going to be about Middle Passage ceremonies and court markers project. She's got a whole project going across the nation to put these historic markers up in association with the Middle Passage ceremonies. So you learn more about that next Sunday. I don't see the time on here. He says 15. I don't see the time. So anyway, so we can catch it. Share distribution will be June the 25th. We want to thank a lot. I want to thank all our supporters because we've grown to have hundreds of people in the city. We have other communities. We have the senior communities. We have religious communities. They're coming to us now. God bless us to be able to expand our reach with being able to help people with food, with groceries, and other things. And so we need people to come help deliver and also package up. So June 25th is the next date that'll take place. So be here attending, inshallah. Developing the role of the Khalifa, exploring STEM and STEAM initiatives with an Islamic perspective. This is going to be June the 23rd. This is also Sunday, probably Thursday, June 23rd, and it's Sunday, June the 22nd. So participate in that. There is a registration for that. Let me see. Atlanta, Georgia. Pre-K to 12 educators, administrators, STEM and STEAM professionals, parents, high school, and college university students. For more information, contact Zahira Shakir Khan, MohammedSchools.org. This should be in our announcements as well. If you're in the area not, you still should support it if you can. It's $50 registration. And we know this is one of our dynamic schools in the whole nation down there in Atlanta. So if you can't go, if you have $50 to give, donate. Contribute towards these dynamic events from an Islamic perspective. It's very important, very important. The conference will be held on the campus of the Muhammad schools of Atlanta, in Atlanta, Georgia. So participate. You can register. It's in our bulletin. You can go online. You go to their website too, muhammadschools.org, and also register there. We're commemorating the Imam W.D. Mohammed community and the folklore community made a pact 25 years ago. We were working together as religious, as faith communities that came together. That pact led to Imam Mohammed being selected as the leader for Muslims to address over 100,000 at the Vatican. So we're going to be commemorating that. It's going to be virtual, but here everywhere locally where they have communities, they're going to get together. We're going to get together with the folklore community here. If you're interested, then you have to register so we know how much makes you have enough food. And the main program will be via Zoom. We'll watch that together at the various places around the nation and make comments and so forth as part of that Zoom. It's called Celebrating Together, 1:30 to 3 p.m. There's a Zoom event, and because locally here we get together at 12, we have lunch. It's going to take place in Bethesda, Maryland. Again, if you're interested, you have to register so you know who will be there. And I think if you don't know anything about the relationship, you should come. If you can't come, at least register to get the Zoom so you can see just how special this relationship is. And it will remind you of what Muhammad the Prophet, President peace upon him, what he said in the last days, you're going to see him and Jesus like this. You're going to see him Jesus. You'll see that when you see this community and how we developed over the past 25 years. The date is June 24th, Friday, June 24th. No, that's RSVP. The event is June 26th. Sorry, June 26th. So register for that event, RSVP by June 25th. Okay. Again, this is a very important announcement for those who are listening on the line and on the telephone. In commemoration of our 85th anniversary, this year is our 85th year. In commemoration of that, we're doing a commemorative legacy book, a dynamic book. We put a lot of money into it to commemorate this 85-year history. We're looking for photos, some historic photos. The book is divided into 5 parts. Section 1 represents the beginning and the early converts. Has 5 decades beginning with the 1930s. Beginning with the 1930s. That's from the 1930s to the 70s. We want those photos, like the historic photos. The second section are called the Successors. This consists of adults who joined in the 1990s up to the day. Some photos there. Section 3 are current young leaders of the masjid, age 50 or younger. That's going to be in section 3 of this book. Section 4, we're looking for wedding photos of some of the early members in the 1990s. Wedding photos. And again, be careful if you're not married now and you give a wedding photo, make sure you have permission. If not, we'll try to get permission of both parties. Don't put a photo in there if you haven't been married, you're not married now, and not have permission of another person. Okay. Section 5 will be families. So all photos have to be submitted. Let's see. For all photos submitted for consideration, please include the date you joined Masjid Muhammad. You submit a photo. So the photo should have your name, and if applicable, your spouse's name if it's in the picture. And if you held a position in the first, you get that position, and your current masjid committee, if that's relevant too. Families are 1 per page. Family up to 5 photos on 1 page. 5 photos on 1 page. So 1 page for the family, and you can list names of the family members in the photo along with your own, if you desire. Send your information to Sister Carol Movement at ICMumin, ICMUMIN at AOL.com. If you have any questions, just call the mention office here. Mention the corporate movement. Okay, we're looking to start. We got one of our grandmasters now in the area, Master Ali Shabazz of Bushido Martial Arts. We have received a proposal from him the School of Martial Arts Academy to provide classes here at Masjid Muhammad. He's been around a long time. Brother's about 80 years old. He's been around a long time. He's tough. He's a very tough brother. Got a lot of black belts all across the country. He's going to be coming here and teaching the Masjid on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There'll be children's classes. Codes right now is from 4:30 to 5:30, and adult classes from 7 to 8:30. Now there's a fee of $35 for the children's classes. If you want to do it twice a week, then it's $40 for the month. This is per month now, not for the class, per month. For adults, it's going to be $50 per month. If you do it once a week, it's $65 a month. If you do it twice a week. Okay. Classes, we project the classes to start July the 5th. July the 5th. However, it's essential to register because they're going to need at least, I think, 7 for each class. If we only get 7 for each class to register, then of course the class is not going on. So you can send an email to info@thenations Mosque if you're interested. If you're interested, send an email to info@thenations Mosque if you're interested in the martial arts class, or you can call the masjid and tell whoever answers that you're interested, or if nobody's here, leave it on the telephone. So when we check the messages, we'll conclude that so we can get an idea to let the instructor know that's going to invest his time. And he has a lot of classes that he teaches. In fact, he'll be coming from Baltimore. So he that might have to come here and not have enough to do. So we won't do this if we don't have enough people who are interested. We should be interested. We see a lot of our brothers, sisters too. A lot of us in bad shape. We can't defend our own family and finish ourselves. So we need to get back. We used to be people who pride ourselves on health and physical agility, being able to move a certain way and take care of ourselves and take care of our family. But this is an opportunity. This is one of the brothers. He goes back to Moses Powell. If you all know Moses Powell was one of the foremost who taught the nation fruit back in the day. This brother's been around a long time. So again, send your email and come on if you're interested. We're going to have a brothers luncheon and meeting. The next brothers luncheon and meeting is going to be July the 9th from 11:30 to 1:30 because we conclude that meeting with do a prayer. If you want to eat, if we have your lunch, it's a good time to come together. We got a meeting on some serious things with the community. But you want to break bread together, you can come. But if you want to come and eat, then you need to register so we can get the meals together. We want to make sure that we have the right amount of food. So you can register by emailing admin director @thenationsmosque.org or call the message and leave the message number. Get that number together. We have a general membership meeting coming up. That's going to be held July 24th at 11:30. That will also have a meal. It's for the whole general membership, the whole community. And again, we're going to try to have it at a park. That's to be determined right now, but the date is July 24th. We don't get the park alone to have it. And because of that meeting, you're going to get updates on all our community development projects, all the activities, the committees are going to show we are. And of course, you got 85th anniversary events. We got a culminating event taking place in December, a real big event. We already getting invitations accepted from the White House, some of the government agencies, the departments who want to be a part of that culminating event that we're going to have in December. So you'll hear more about that. Okay, last one, we're going to have a yard sale here tomorrow. Looks like tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. So yard sale. The vendor space is $20 for each vendor. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, July 9th. I'm sorry, not June 9th, July 9th. So Saturday, July the 9th is when the yard sale will be. So let me correct that online on it. July the 9th at 11 a.m. So you got time. You need to RSVP. Going to bid by July the 3rd. If you're going to bid by July 3rd, then get a chance to get rid of some of the stuff. And we know junk to us is treasure to somebody else. So think about that. Make sure often don't think about the real junk. It's junk. Make sure stuff is good, serviceable, and can be used. Come and you can borrow it. It also let you borrow when you come. You can borrow somebody, change things out, sell your stuff, get rid of some stuff. And we should. We don't want to be wasteful, and we don't want to be hoarders. So we want to really have simple living, really, as Muslims. Assalamu alaikum.